everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. The fragrance we're going to touch upon today is called Libre. Now, Libre was released in the year 2011. The fragrance, it's a fragrance that's flown under the radar for me, and I felt that it's kind of flown a little bit under the radar in the community for a while now. I've heard many people say, man, people are underestimating this fragrance, and I kind of feel the same way. But before I kind of touch upon that, obviously, you'll see what I have to say about the fragrance. Now, it's available in two main sizes, a 2.0 and a 3.4. The 2.4 is going to run you about $67 retail, and the 3.3 is going to run you about $87 retail. Now, you can find it a little bit cheaper if you search around, but generally the prices have kind of held with this fragrance. Now, again, a flanker of the original L'Homme. L'Homme is a popular fragrance. La Nuit de L'Homme is a popular fragrance, intensely popular, and this one I feel should kind of get the same accolades, but it goes in a different direction, right? So with that, let's go ahead and get right into the notes. The notes of this fragrance consist of, at our top we've got star anise, basil, violet leaf, and bergamot. Our mid we have nutmeg and pink pepper, and for our base we have vetiver and patchouli. So immediately when you spray this scent, it comes off as the violet leaf is really the prominent note in this fragrance, and it comes off pretty smooth. A lot of violet leaves I found in fragrances can tend to be a little bit harsh to one's nose, and a person first smelling it is usually turned off. But this one is a little bit more inviting. It's very smooth, it's very polished, if you will, and it smells like it's been mixed pretty well, right? Now, along with the violet leaf, you start getting this citrus type of a smell that comes with the scent. And the citrus is very pleasant in that it almost feels like a sea note. It almost feels like a little bit of an oceanic note, even though there are no oceanic notes composed within it. And it kind of brings it up, and the spices kind of come up into it a little bit more. If I was to describe a scent that this kind of smells like, this smells like a softer version of Fahrenheit, which would also explain my evolution with the fragrance. When I first smelled this fragrance, I didn't think that it was anything to write home about. Now, conversely, if you've been following my channel, you know that I didn't like Fahrenheit when it first came out, and I thought that it smelled too much like petroleum. Well, a little bit time passes, and all of a sudden Fahrenheit is a scent that I absolutely love to wear, and it's appeared on my top 2 fall list. It's a great fragrance that I think to wear into fall. And along with that revolution, now that I've come back to L'Homme Libre, this is a fragrance that I am enjoying a little bit more now. I actually enjoy this a little bit more than I do Fahrenheit because I feel that it's a little bit easier to wear. Fahrenheit pushed some buttons, it pushed the envelope a little bit, and it's still a great fragrance, but I think L'Homme is a little bit more of a crowd pleaser. And the fact that the violet leaf is a little bit softer, it has a little bit less of a petroleum feel, and the spices and the bergamot and the citruses kind of bring it up and give it a nice little kick to it, which is very pleasant in the actual scent. So I gotta say, overall, a very great scent. I go about 3 sprays with this fragrance, and I think it's a perfect scent that you can wear in almost any scenario that you can think of. So whether it be work, whether it be casual, it's highly versatile, and you can wear it in those scenarios. It's a fragrance that can be worn by almost any age group that I can think of, although I would say if you're a little bit younger, you may want to steer away from it just because the spices can give it a little bit more of a mature feel, but don't let that shy away from it. Give it a try, see how it goes on your skin, and see how it interacts with you. Now, I think it's a great all-season scent. I think it performs just as well, or not I think, I've tried it out, but it performs just as well in the winter as it does in the warmer months, in the summer and in the spring. It's really a great fragrance. If you're looking for a signature scent, I think this is one that you should definitely take a look at and see if you like, right? As far as performance goes, just like most of the YSL fragrances that I've come across, this one's performance is no slouch. It lasts about 12 hours on my skin, and during those 12 hours it's projecting pretty well. People are going to smell you as you walk past, as you know, they're a couple feet away from you, they're definitely going to smell you, and it's one that does not shy away in the projection department. The one department that I kind of disappointed on was compliments. I didn't get any compliments with this one, which is a little bit surprising to me just because it did have the power as far as projection goes, and I expected to get a little bit more compliments, but it unfortunately didn't. I asked around about what they thought about it, asked some women, asked some men, and people thought that it smelled good, but they weren't really enamored with it. Which is kind of disappointing because I really do like the smell for it. So compliment-wise, it really didn't score that, well marks in terms of compliments, right? So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. It gets an 8 out of 10 because I still think that it's a solid fragrance and it's a solid flanker from the House of L'Homme. A lot of times people complain that flankers are either the same fragrance or they've just gone completely in the other direction. But L'Homme Libre feels like a flanker of the original L'Homme, except using violet leaf. It kind of has the DNA that L'Homme has, and overall I think it's a very pleasant scent that you can wear in almost any scenario. It's a very versatile scent at that, and it's not going to break the bank as far as price goes. On the negative side, if you're not a fan of Fahrenheit, if you're not a fan of violet leaf, you probably want to steer away from this fragrance because you're probably not going to like it. Although, I think the fact that it's soft, a soft violet leaf, really kind of puts things in its favor a little bit. But if you don't like those, you might not like this. So let me know what your thoughts are on this fragrance. I'm always curious. It's been out for a while, and I really appreciate it when people comment and give their experiences on it, as it helps other people who are coming to see this review and seeing what other people said about the fragrance. All right? So thank you guys. You guys take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.